Welcome back to the Ancestral Findings podcast. Christmas in England is a holiday defined by contrasts. Sacred hymns drifting through ancient stone cathedrals, while mischievous spirits lurk in old folktales. Roaring hearth fires, glowing against midnight frost, while wassailers roam the village lanes, singing for warmth and blessing. Feasts that echo medieval banquet halls side by side with quiet, candlelit reflections on the Nativity. English Christmas is both solemn and lively, reverent and hearty, holy and haunted, and for millions of American families, its echoes pulse through recipes, carols, and customs handed down across generations. To understand Christmas in England is to understand the root system that fed much of the English-speaking world's celebration, including the United States, Canada, Australia, and beyond. Yet the English Christmas we know today was not shaped all at once. It evolved through Roman influence, medieval pageantry, Puritan suppression, Victorian reinvention, and 20th-century nostalgia. Each era left traces in family traditions, many of which migrated wherever English-speaking people carried their memories. For genealogists, England's Christmas traditions offer a rare window into family identity. The style of worship, the food served during the 12 days of Christmas, the songs sung on Christmas Eve, and the presence or absence of certain rituals can reveal an ancestor's place, class, denomination, or even the region they called home. Christmas in England is not a monolith. It is a mosaic built from centuries of theological debates, seasonal folklore, local customs, and literary imagination. Let's explore the origins, folklore, biblical meaning, and genealogical insights of Christmas in England. A land where holly crowns pagans and Christians alike, where spirits are said to wander at Christmas time, and where a humble manger story birthed some of the world's most enduring holiday traditions. Before Christianity spread across England, winter was already a season rich with symbolism. The Roman festival of Saturnalia celebrated feasting, merriment, and the turning of the year. The later festival of Sol Invictus, honoring the unconquered sun, celebrated the rebirth of light after winter solstice. And older Germanic and Celtic midwinter practices honored the evergreen as a symbol of life in the dead months. When Christianity entered England, missionaries did not sweep away these customs. Instead, they absorbed and transformed them. The evergreen became a Christian symbol of everlasting life. Holly and ivy gained new meaning in medieval carols. Feasting shifted from pagan revelry to Christian celebration. Midwinter rituals, once tied to ancient gods, were gradually reinterpreted under the banner of Christ. By the early Middle Ages, Christmas in England was celebrated with great enthusiasm. 12 days of feasting, dancing, and liturgical observance filled the darkest time of year. Mummers performed in village squares, telling stories with masked faces and comedic pageantry. Lords hosted immense feasts for tenants and workers. Churches held masses filled with candles, chant, and community gathering. This early English Christmas was still deeply local, not standardized, not commercial, and certainly not confined to a single day. As Christianity matured in England, the biblical story of Christ's birth grew in importance. The Gospels of Matthew and Luke were read each year from pulpits across the country. The Nativity became a central moment in English Christian imagination, a reminder of divine humility, the miracle of incarnation, and the hope of salvation. Medieval churches introduced nativity plays, mystery plays, in which villagers reenacted the birth of Jesus. These productions, often performed outdoors, featured shepherds, angels, and the Magi. They served as both religious teaching and community spectacle. Some genealogical clues hidden here include: parish plays often listed participants, sometimes in local historical records. Families who belonged to parishes known for elaborate Christmas liturgy often preserved hymns or readings in diaries and letters. The style of worship, Anglican, Catholic, later nonconformist, reveals denominational lines crucial for genealogical research. The English Bible, after the Reformation, became a cornerstone of Christmas worship. Christmas Day services in Anglican churches centered on scripture readings, especially the opening of John's Gospel. and the Word became flesh. For families tracing English roots, understanding their ancestors' denomination significantly narrows research. A family who emphasized Christmas Day communion likely came from Anglican or High Church backgrounds. A family who downplayed Christmas altogether might descend from Puritan or nonconformist heritage. One of the most surprising chapters of English Christmas history is the 17th-century Puritan ban. Similar to early New England, England itself abolished Christmas celebrations during the Commonwealth period, 1645 through 1660. Puritans saw Christmas as a man-made invention, a Catholic relic, and a festival of disorderly behavior. Shops were ordered to remain open on December 25th. Churches were forbidden from holding special services. Feasting and caroling were condemned. English people resisted. Some decorated secretly. Some held covert feast days. Soldiers were sent to tear down Christmas greenery in London. The suppression left deep cultural marks. Families divided along religious lines, and memories of Christmas lost shaped later literature and traditions. From a genealogical standpoint, ancestors living during this era often left clues in diaries, letters, or parish records that reflect religious tension. A family who continued to observe Christmas quietly may have leaned traditional or Anglican. One who embraced the ban may have aligned with Puritan or nonconformist convictions. The restoration of the monarchy in 1660 revived Christmas, but the memory of suppression contributed to the English tendency to treat the holiday with a balance of reverence and festivity. English Christmas folklore is an intricate tapestry. Wassailing, an ancient custom involving communal singing, toasting apple orchards for blessing, and feasting. Wassailers traveled door to door offering songs in exchange for food or drink. In some regions, wassailing protected crops from evil spirits. The Yule log, a massive log, burned through the 12 days of Christmas, symbolizing light conquering darkness. The ashes were kept for good luck. Father Christmas, the English precursor to Santa Claus. He was originally a symbol of feasting, joy, and hospitality, rather than a gift-bringer. Dressed in green robes, he gave the nation its archetype of Christmas cheer. Ghost stories. Unlike many cultures, England developed a tradition of telling ghost stories at Christmas. Winter nights were believed to thin the veil between worlds. Charles Dickens inherited this tradition, and A Christmas Carol did not invent the genre but perfected it. Mumming and masking. Groups of disguised performers went house to house performing comedic skits. These performances varied by region and often carry genealogical clues about local village life. All these customs reflect a land where ancient beliefs slipped into Christian celebration without losing their charm. If one era shaped modern English and American Christmas, it was the Victorian period. The Victorians introduced or popularized Christmas cards, decorated Christmas trees, thanks to Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, crackers, festive poppers with paper crowns and jokes, the modern Christmas feast, roast meats, plum pudding, mince pies, caroling as organized tradition, a revived Father Christmas image, literary Christmas stories led by Dickens. Victorian Christmas fused devotion, nostalgia, family-centered celebration, and moral sentiment. These values seeped into English-speaking culture worldwide. For genealogists, the Victorian era provides some of the richest documentation. Photographs of decorated homes, diaries, letters, published carols, and detailed parish records. Many families overseas can trace their own Christmas customs directly to Victorian reinvention. England is small but diverse. Christmas customs differ subtly across region. Yorkshire, crib traditions and sings unique to the county. Cornwall, strong emphasis on carols, lantern processions, and ancient midwinter festivals. Midlands, lasting mumming traditions. London, early adopters of commercial Christmas displays. Northern England, strong retention of wassailing and orchard rituals. If a family recipe, phrase, or song survived migration, it can pinpoint ancestral origin more precisely than some documents. Gift-giving was traditionally done on Boxing Day, December 26th, through giving to servants or tradespeople. On New Year's Day in older traditions. At Epiphany, among Catholics or older folk customs. Boxing Day offers special genealogical insight. A family that celebrated it strongly may have had servant-employer relationships or followed older social structures common in Victorian and Edwardian England. Christmas in England is a story of survival, adaptation, suppression, rebirth, and reinvention. It carries the Bible's nativity story through cathedrals and cottage hearths, preserves ancient folklore in evergreen branches and ghost tales, and binds families through rituals that migrated across generations and oceans. For those tracing English ancestry, Christmas customs illuminate forgotten paths. Whether your ancestors wassailed in Somerset orchards, attended solemn midnight mass in London, told ghost stories by the fire in Yorkshire, or embraced Victorian family-centered celebration, their traditions echo in your own. England gave the English-speaking world Christmas traditions still cherished today. And in remembering them, we remember the ancestors who carried these customs in their hearts, from village lanes to the New World and beyond. If you've got a hard-to-find ancestor you're stuck on, I'd love to hear about it. Just head over to ancestralfindings.com and click on Contact to send me a message. While you're there, take advantage of our free weekly genealogy lookups, explore thousands of articles, and enjoy hundreds of podcast episodes. We've been helping family history researchers since 1995. And if you're looking for even more, check out our Genealogy Gold Q&A series over on Patreon. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy searching.